Yeah, I'm making plays. Y'all know where to find me, you be looking center stage. 24/7, we ain't never taking breaks. Got a lot to learn, think you better know the game. Yeah, y'all don't let the match. Finally got the belt, now I think I'll give it back.
Good afternoon, hockey fans, and welcome to you, coming to you live on City TV here at Barons Bus Arena from Parma, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. We have round 2 and game 2 of your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite taking on for the second time today the Cleveland Barons. Earlier today in a 10:15 a.m. matchup, the 2015 Pens Elite squad was victorious with a 7-0 lead. We're back here for round 2 as Connor Wilson steps in for the opening draw. And we are getting all set up here. Puck is dropped. We're live. 13 minutes on the clock. First period action now underway as Bingham Green steps into the offensive zone. Puck dancing around. There's a lot of ice, a lot of water on the ice earlier this morning, and it looks like that's the case today. Not the best ice service here at Barons Bus, as 55 Newton's going to carry this through the neutral zone into the Pens D zone, sends it through the slot, retrieves that puck, long shot taken, goes behind Dragisek. Shots this morning were probably about 35 to 12 in favor of your 2015 Pens Elite. Great effort that got the Pens started. First 3 minutes of the game, the Pens had 3 goals on the board, and that 3-0 lead propelled them to victory as they picked up 2 in the second and 2 in the third period to make the final score 7-0 as 86 now regroups here in the defensive zone. He's going to send it through the neutral zone up to 34. Long shot, gloved down easily by Max Dragicic. And we're going to have a D-zone draw here to the right of Max. 11:58, 1 minute played so far today. Good start earlier this morning with an Easton Borman goal right off the bat to get the boys going, as CJ Nanavice is going to have it behind the net. He's going to swing it up to his winger. That's Owen Mulligan getting his feet moving. He's going to swing wide. He's got Phillips coming to the net with him. It's knocked off of the stick of Owen Mulligan. He loses the puck down behind the net. Ferguson in to help out as he battles against Ligman. Reese is going to pick it up behind his goaltender number 1. Passes it up to Sadler, held in the zone momentarily by Nanavice. Thought about going D2D. He's going to curl back behind. Loses the puck down to Sadler, but he's helped out by Ferguson. Ferguson moves it up to Phillips. Long shot from Phillips. That's going to be eaten by goaltender number 1. And the Pens are going to change their offensive zone group of forwards. They're going to stick with the same D-zone group or D grouping of Nanavice and Welch. And to take this draw is number 8, Connor Wilson. On his right wing, it's Brooksy Gaworski, and on the left side, Easton Borman. Wilson steps in as the Barons win this draw back to 86. Borman, though, with good pressure, he's going to get to this puck. And Wilson's going to get to this rebound. Comes out top to Welch. Welch collides with Nanavice. And Welch is in a foot race here to catch up. Sticked off of the Barons player and stripped of the puck. No, Welch makes a good play there. And it's going to be sent up now to Borman. Borman tries to step around the one guy, loses the puck though, as Ferguson is able to keep this in the zone, they say. Looked like the Pens may have caught a break there as it may have briefly got outside the zone. But we're not going to complain about that as Brooks Gaworski keeps it in. He goes through his legs as he tried to move it back door to Ferguson. In there on the forecheck is Borman. He gets a stick in his skates, still in his skates, as the puck's going to come all the way back to Nico Stark, and he's going to regroup. Goes D2D over to Loya. Loya gets his head up, he gets his feet moving, loses the puck as it's going to be stick behind him by 34. Comes around the left side. And he's going to be run into now by right to Ferguson. Loya loses the puck. Puck's now behind Dragicic as the Barons going to go back to their D-man at the point. They go D2D over to 55 Newton. Long shot taken, deflects off a couple bodies and wide of the net. And Sadler over here to pick up the puck. He's going to dump it now behind the net where Loya's going to pick it up. Bingham Green gets his feet moving. He stops and dangles a little bit as Reese is going to bring it back to center. He goes around Loya, sticked away nicely by Grant. Sent back to 55 Newton. He goes D2D over to 56th. Puck is dancing down the offensive zone off of the shin pad. There's that one off the shin pad of Nico Stark. Stark's going to force this back into the Pens offensive zone where it's going to find the stick now of Connor Wilson. He's got Bingham Green with him. Wilson is going to curl back. Pens will change behind the play. It's going to be set now to 58 behind the Barons net. It's going to find the stick of Noah Welch. He's going to send it back down deep to Wilson. Wilson looks like he's going to play catch. It's going to be sent through the middle, and 34 is going to come with speed through the offensive zone. It's going to be gloved down by Dragicic and settled down here for a D-zone face-off. D-zone draw here to the right of Dragicic. As it's going to be now picked up by Owen Mulligan. He tries a centering attempt. Misses the stick of Phillips, but he gives chase. He's got some speed coming into the offensive zone. It's going to be backhanded out of the zone by Ligman. And the Barons are going to come back in the attack. Finds Noah Welch's stick. He gets his up, moves it up nicely to Riker Ferguson. Slick little pass to get the breakout going. And it's Ferguson that's going to bring it into the offensive zone, joined by Mulligan. Through the legs of Ferguson. And it's going to be centered to Sadler, who's going to try and Frankenfield. Steps around Frankenfield, over to help out as Welch. Long shot taken. It's going to be stick now over to Sawyer Phillips. Good save there by Max. puck battle here on the near wall. One shot taken, saved by Max. Second shot taken. Bodies falling everywhere in front of Dragosic. Sadler is going to be knocked off by Ferguson. Ferguson loses it now as the puck's going to be sent back out of the zone and back into the neutral zone. As number 27 for the Barons is going to regroup. He's going to try to go D to D. Pens are changing their D behind the play. Comes to the stick of Mulligan. A little bit of a change up there in on number 1. Mulligan and number 9, Reese, get into it a little bit. Having a slight conversation to the left of netminder number 1. We are down to 7:24 remaining in the first period. The score remains 0-0. So the Barons able to stick in there for a little bit better than the first game earlier today, where the Barons jumped out to a 3-0 lead early on. Offensive zone faceoff now. Connor Wilson steps in, number 8, flanked by Gaworski. He tried to win that over to Gaworski, but it's going to be picked up by the Barons player. It's going to be sent behind their net to number 86. Borman gives chase. Now picked up a little bit of a juggling act there by Gaworski, controlling that puck as he was tapping it along. Now goes to the far wall where 91 is going to be pressured by Wilson and Borman. Comes back to the point. That's Nenevisa. Nenevisa drops it down to Wilson. Wilson tried to move it along and does to Borman, number 74. Borman's going to cycle this below the goal line over to Gaworski. He's run into, nothing called. Wilson now has it. He's got a lot of time. Finds an open Grant Loy. Long shot taken. Deflected in by Borman. Nice little tip there by Easton. And that's going to be swallowed up by number 1 in the net. Good puck movement, leads to a good chance as Wilson took his time, found Loya. Right in front was Easton. Borman gets a stick on it, deflects right up into the equipment of number 1, and we have another offensive zone draw here from Parma, Ohio at the Barons Bus Arena. 6:42 to play in the first period. Puck's going to be won back off the draw, but by the Barons. But Ferguson and Green on the pressure, and Green's going to come out of there with the puck. Now it moves to Ferguson. He tried to shift it over to Paris. Frankenfield has it at the line, moves it down to Paris. Paris centering attempt for Green. Barons had it momentarily, and they had their pocket picked by Green, and he loses the puck now as they are going to come out 2-on-2 as the Barons player is going to try to step around Stark. He steals off his man and creates some space for Riker Ferguson to get back and get to that puck. Puck battle here on the half wall. Ferguson's in there. He's going to be joined by a couple of teammates, including Bingham Green. Looks like Wyatt Frankenfield's in there as well. So they're going to allow the official. Puck's going to squirt up to Bingham Green. He's going to center it for a streaking Blake Paris. He's coming in 1-on-3. Tries to drag it through the skates. Freshly on the ice now is Connor Wilson. He's stepping around a couple guys. A couple Baron players are on the ice right now. Puck's going to be sent now to the far wall. 55 Newton. He's going to send it right to the stick of Noah Welch. It's going to be dropped down right in front of the net. Sawyer Phillips, he musters off the man. Puck's going to be sent back to the point. It goes to CJ. CJ's going to drop it right back down deep onto the tape of a Barons player who turns it over. Wilson now has it. CJ's looking for an option at the point. He's going to go D to D here. He's going to send it far to Welch. Welch is going to drop it down to Mulligan. Mulligan has it to Phillips. And puck battle now behind the net. Puck's going to be chipped over to number 34. It's going to be held in by Welch. He's going to drop it back down to Mulligan. Good zone time here for the Penn Police squad. 4:41 to go here in the first period. It's going to get a tripping call here on Owen Mulligan. Could be a trip, could be interference. The fans are going crazy here. They don't agree with the call. Calling a hook here on number 12, Owen Mulligan. Michael Jackson hits the airwaves and the fans think that call was, let's say, bad. D's in a draw here on the PK. Puck's going to be sent wide by 56. Sadler's going to move this behind the net. Barron's going to go up to the point man, number 86, Thiessen. They go D to D over to 58. As Gaworski's going to get that puck out of the zone. It's going to be sent in offsides, but we got another penalty here called against the Barons as Brooks Gaworski was trying to exit the zone, but 58 is going to get into the grill of Brooks Gaworski, and he's going to be sent to the box. So that power play is quickly negated for the Barons, and we're going to have some 4-on-4 action as Easton Borman's going to step in for the draw, flanked by Brooks Gaworski on the backside, number 43, Grant Loya, and number 7, Nico Stark. 4:10 to go in the first period, 0-0. It comes right to the stick of Stark. Long shot taken, swallowed up by number 1. Good shot there right off the draw. Another offensive zone face-off coming up. Puck's going to be won back to the Barons as they come through center. Borman trips up his man, nothing called, fortunately for the Penguins here. And Nico Stark, he gets the motor going and gets a headman pass up to Brooksy Gaworski. He comes in 1-on-2. Stark's on to follow up that action. It's loose in the crease, still loose. But a whistle is blown as Gaworski takes a couple shots to the back of the head. He gives one back himself. Flurry of activity here on this 4-on-4. 3:39 now to go in the first period. Wilson and Green are on. Loya and Stark are going to remain the D group. '86 is going to send us back to the point where Loya's going to hold it in. Finds the stick now, Nico Stark manning the point. He's going to dump it wisely behind netminder number 1, where it's picked up by '86 over the stick of Green, as it looks like 34 is going to exit the zone, but it's going to be held in once again by Grant Loya. Cleveland's having some issues getting it out of their zone, but it finds the stick of Reese, who's going to get the motor going for the Cleveland attack as they dump it behind Stark. Stark loses an edge. Pens actually now have a power play. Momentarily, it's going to be shot dangerously behind Max Dragic. They missed the net by about a foot as Blake Parrish is now going to carry it through the neutral zone. He slows down, looking for an option as it's now going to be picked up behind the zone by Riker Ferguson. It's knocked off his stick by Reese. Frankfield's going to move this to Ferguson. Drop pass as Bingham Green's unable to get to that puck. Barons are coming out here 3-on-2 now. Puck's going to be sent through the slot. Nobody home now. Welch is going to race over to contest. Welch gets to that puck. It's going to be sent now deep into the zone where Welch is going to collect it, and he tries to move it up to Paris. Welch now does send it up to Paris. Paris is tripped up though by 91. It squirts there out of that fray. Welch now has it. He gets his feet moving. He's looking for a couple options. He moves it up to Ferguson. Ferguson over to Phillips. Shot about 2 feet over the net by Sawyer as Reese is now going to try and move it out of the zone. It's going to be hauled in by Mulligan. Still high in the zone. We have a foot race here between Welch and 41. Welch is going to win that foot race, use some smooth skating as he escapes. He's going to hit up ahead Sawyer Phillips. He's going to go cross ice here. Good puck movement here for the Pens, going side to side. Mulligan now has it low in the zone. Thought about going back to the point. But the Pens are changing their D behind the play. Puck's going to be forced out of the zone. But retaining possession is number 43. Grant Loya is going to move it now into the offensive zone off the stick of Phillips. And high in the zone now. Connor Wilson's going to backhand it softly into the slot. Nobody was there though. Going back through the neutral zone now. Goes behind number 34 for the Barons, picked up by our 43, Grant Loya, off the stick of Connor Wilson. He's now going for a change. His 86 now has it. We're under 1 minute to play here in the first period, 45 to go here on the clock. 0-0 remains the score. Much more competitive first period here than it was in game number 1 earlier this morning. Puck battle here at center. And Grant Loy's going to come out, backhands it over his D partner, number 77. That's CJ Nenavisa. He tries to move it up to Gaworski. Off of Gaworski's stick, back to Nenavisa. Nenavisa thought about going D to D. He's going to make a nice pass up to Gaworski. Gaworski getting into the zone, 10 to go now on the clock. He bounces it out wide, curls up, goes back to his point man. That's why Frankenfield. Long shot attempt, comes back to center. We're going to end our first period action here from the Barons Bus Arena. 0-0 is the score after one here from Cleveland, Ohio. All right, back for second period action here from Cleveland, Ohio. 0-0 to score. Standing under the clock, so I think there's 13 minutes up there. It could be 12. Looks like 13 now. Yep, 13, 12:57 now to go. Puck's going to be sent by the Barons into the Penn's D zone. But on to contest, number 25, Blake Paris. He goes under the stick of Wilson. It's going to be retrieved now by number 7, Nico Stark. He goes behind his net as he was trying to hit Frankenfield. It goes over Frankenfield's stick and over to Bingham Green. Green's run into as Wilson is going to get his skating underway as he carries it himself into the offensive zone. But it's going to knock off his stick and into the D zone is number 6. Sadler shot about 3 feet wide of Dragosin. Pens have probably had the better chances so far today. As the Barons are shooting very, very wide of the net. Frankenfield now picks it up. He's going to send it up to his winger, Bingham Green. Bingham Green's going to send it all the way down the ice. We have an icing call in the D-zone draw here. It's going to come up to the right of Max Dragosin. Got the All 90s playlist coming to you from the Barons Bus Arena. As Riker Ferguson now on to take this D-zone draw with Phillips and Mulligan on the backside. Welch and Nenavisa. Nenavisa is going to get to this puck first. He's going to send it behind the net to Welch. Welch has it. He's going to move it up to his winger. That's Owen Mulligan. Mulligan centers it behind Phillips. But Ferguson, he's flying right now. He's going to come down the right-hand wall. He's going to reverse it back to Phillips. Long shot taken by Phillips. Glove down. It's in the slot. It's still loose. Mulligan has it. Shot taken. Deflects wide of the net. It's going to come back to Welch at the point. He has it. He's going to move off the wall. He's going to send it back down to Mulligan. Mulligan has it. Playing with it high at the blue line. It's going to come loose to Nenavisa. Ferguson comes over to help out. It's kept in the zone. It's going to be sticked around Ferguson. He stays with it now and dumps it down to Phillips. Puck's going to be chipped around Nenavisa as Wilson's going to go back for it, but we have a penalty call. It looked like it was going to be interference against CJ Nenavisa. So the Pens have to kill off another penalty here. Their first one only lasted about 12 seconds. Minute 30 here on the PK. 11 minutes to go in the second period. our PK unit that's coming on. Easton, Borman, Brooks Skaworski, Nico Stark, and Graham Loya. Barons win this face-off. It's going to be dumped now behind Dragicic, where Loya's going to pick it up. He loses it as 55 applies some pressure, as well as number 34. He's going to move it over to Gaworski. Gaworski loses his puck to 55 Newton. Newton sends it back to the point. They go D to D over to 27. 27 now puts his head down. Shot taken off the equipment to start. Gaworski now picks it up. He's tripped up. Puck comes loose in the slot, goes back to their point, sticked away over to Loya, has it in the slot. He's got Gaworski up ahead, tries to slip it to him, just can't get it through. Gaworski, Loya curls back, swings it up to Gaworski. He's behind the man. Pens here have 40 seconds and counting on the PK. Barons try to get their attack going. They just dump it. They're going to say that this is a tipped puck and this is not long enough or not good for icing. Puck's going to be centered all the way back to 27 at the point. 27 takes a long shot 6 feet wide of the net. Reese now has it. Sends it back to his point man, 58. 58 goes right back down to Reese, number 9. Reese goes across, trying to hit the 55 on the back door. It's going to be sticked away. Stark now contests. 9 is behind the net. He's going to swing it all the way back to his point man. 2 seconds to go on the penalty. Nanovice is out of the box. Now on the ice after he changes to the bench is number 8, Connor Wilson. So the Pens successfully kill off another penalty. That was a theme, knock on wood, a good theme in Whitby. Continues through today's morning game and so far in the afternoon game. Connor Wilson now comes back to center, going 1-on-2. He bounces it outside and now has it at the goal line, where Bingham Green sends it over to Nanovice, and Nanovice puts his head down, takes a shot. About a little bit wide of the net. As Connor Wilson, he regroups. He's going to hit it off the boards to Blake Parrish. Blake Parrish slick little pass through the slot, nobody home though. Puck's going to be forced back high in the zone, where 9 is going to try and work around Nanovice. Back to help out there with Blake Parrish on the back check. Sadler goes around Ferguson, runs into a host of Penguins players, including Blake Parrish, that's going to come out of there with the puck. Gets deflected off of a couple of sticks, finds right to Ferguson's blade. Barons come out 3-on-2. Now it's going to be a 2-on-1. Welsh is going to come over as Ferguson back checks to break up any chance that the Barons had. Puck's going to be sent back through the neutral zone, off the stick of Paris, and right back deep into the zone as Welch is now going to go back to it. He's going to curl behind his own net as he's going to be contested by Reese. Nanovice now has it. Throws a backhand through. The slot's going to find the stick of 34. Goes wide of the net. No shot taken there by the Barons. Penguins are playing with it in their own zone here. Nanovice is going to lead the attack. He tries to toe drag as 86 tries to work around Welch. Big save by Dragicic. Big save to keep the score 0-0. The Pens are getting caught in changes. Another 2-on-1 developed. Nanovice is able to get in the way of his man. Puck's going to be sent all the way back down the ice. Couple of odd man breaks. Big save there by number 29, Max Dragicic, to keep this scoreless. D-zone draw here. Pens playing with fire as we approach the 7-minute mark. Long shot taken, deflects off a couple bodies, hits off the right pad of Dragicic. 87 now has it, goes back to the point man. Puck is in the slot. Wilson now gets the motor going. D-man falls down, Wilson goes around, and Pens may have a chance. 2-on-1, comes down, he had Phillips open back door, he decides to take a shot. Goes wide of the net. Puck's now going to be stick back to the neutral zone. Phillips on the back check is able to deflect this puck off of the Barons player stick. Comes to the backhand and Nico Stark. Stark over to Wilson. Wilson's going to move this puck up to Phillips. Deflects off of his backhand, but he stays with it. He's coming down the right-hand wall. Looks to the slot. Takes a long shot off of the shoulder of the Baron netminder. And now it's going to be brought back to center as it finds the stick of Wyatt Frankenfield. He's going to be contested, but he finds his teammate, Brooks Gaworski. It's going to be shot back to Frankenfield. Goes to Brooks Gaworski. He tries to step around the man. He's contested by 55. The Barons are able to get this back to the neutral zone as Easton Borman's now going to collect the mail. He goes over to his D-man, number 43, Grant Loya. He steps up, moves it up to Nanavisa. Nanavisa, one-touch pass up to Borman. Nanavisa is going to go D-to-D over number 43, Grant Loya. He steps around one guy, moves it up to Brooks Gaworski. He's now in deep. As the Barons are going to regroup, bring it to center. Reese steps around Loya momentarily, but on the back check to shut things down, Connor Wilson. Reese now has it here on the half wall. Goes across, hits the stick of Borman. 27 now has it. It's going to dump it deep. Where Nanavisa is going to contest Reese. They try to cycle it back. Wilson's going to pass this, but it hits the stick of Reese. High in the slot, long shot, gloved down by Dragicic. Pens get a D-zone draw here. And they're going to change up the troops. 4:57, still a scoreless game. On now to take this draw, number 8, Connor Wilson. He's going to be on with forwards Blake Paris and Bingham Green on the backside. Number 4, Wyatt Frankfield on the left D side. Number 14, Noah Welch. Wilson's going to step in, battling for this. Welch is going to try and contest. He's going to come out of there with the puck. He's going to move it behind his net. Passes over Frankenfield. Frankenfield's going to chip it up the green. Pens should be out of the zone here, and they are. Pens are going to come in now, 2-on-1. Wilson now has it. He's got a player backdoor. Tried to go to him. That was Blake Paris. All started from a D-zone draw win by Connor Wilson. As the Barons are going to try and come out of the zone. Puck race here between Welch. He gets to that puck, wins the puck battle, moves it up to Paris. As Ferguson looked to swing that in front, unable to do so. Off the stick now of Bingham Green. Keeping the Barons from getting out of the zone was Bingham Green. Dumps it now behind the Baron net. He goes to work. It's going to be contested here as the Barons are going to try and exit the zone as it hits the skates of Blake Paris. High off the glass and back to center. Welch is in a foot race now. He sets up his man as he's able to evade him, 53. Moves it up to Paris. Paris over to Ferguson. Ferguson loses that puck for a second as he's just going to dump it now into the offensive zone as the Barons are going to come back here. They got numbers 3-on-2. Long shot taken by number 9, Reese. Glove down easily by Dragicic. Conversation here between Carino and Frankenfield in front of Max. 3:33 in the second period. Another D-zone draw here to the left of Dragicic. Wilson on to take this draw with number 7, Nico Stark. And number 12, Owen Mulligan. Grant Loya and Sawyer Phillips to complete the 5 players on the ice in the Pens. Puck's going to be brought back in by 87. Steps around Stark, long shot taken off the glove of Dragicic. Rebound goes behind the net. Drastic difference here in the number of shots between game 1 and game 2. The Cleveland Barons definitely getting way more shots off. Here's another one from the point. Deflects off the one stick. Comes to the stick of 34 in the slot. Doesn't have enough to get through the Dragicic though, as Wilson now has some time in it. We're under 3 to play here in the second period. Wilson's going to bank it off the boards through center. He was looking for Mulligan up ahead. Mulligan is in on a foot race right now to get to this puck. Puck's now going to be sent to the half wall and back to center where Loya regroups and he goes to his centerman. That's right there, Ferguson. Dumped right back into the Pens D zone. Loya goes D to D over to Stark. Stark Brings it through to the centerman, that's Riker Ferguson. Moves it to Owen Mulligan. Chips it around one man. Pens are changing the D-man behind the play now. Puck finds the point man, that's CJ Nanavisa, goes through his skates back to center. Nanavisa curls back, falls down. Sawyer Phillips, though, is going to move this right back in the offensive zone. In ahead of the play, though, because of the line change. It's number 74, Easton Borman. So neutral zone face-off coming up late stages of the second period. 2:09 to go. The score, Pens lead 0, Cleveland Barons 0 here from Barons Bus Arena, Cleveland, Ohio. Neutral zone face-off. Connor Wilson steps in, flanked with Borman and Gaworski on the backside, Nanavisa and Welch. Puck's going to be 1-4 to Borman. He steps around one man, can't get around the second though. Finds the puck, centering attempt over to Gaworski, doesn't get through. It's going to come back to center as Nanavisa now has it. He's going to send a rolling puck over to Noah Welch. Noah Welch moves it to Wilson. Wilson ships it to center. Nobody home though. As it's now picked up by 55. He's going to send it deep into the Penguin zone. Back to retrieve it. Noah Welch, he's got a little speed. He's going to move it up to the stick of Connor Wilson. Connor Wilson's got a man ahead of the play. That was Brooks Gaworski. Couldn't hit him though. It's going to be picked off as a man steps around Nanavisa. Nanavisa is able to get to that puck though. It's stripping momentarily where Reese now has it behind the net. He's going to curl around as he is going to be challenged here by Welch. He has it in deep. It's going to be sent off the stick of Borman back to center. As we approach 1 minute here remaining in the second period, Nanavisa has it. He's going to reverse it back to Brooks Gaworski, goes behind his stick. And back in the Pens D zone as Nanavisa picks it up, goes right back to Gaworski. Gaworski tries to move it back to Nanavisa. Nanavisa is going to pick it up, throws it behind the net where Welch is on to pick this up. He chips it up to that's Easton Borman. Borman up to Wilson. Pens are able to make a change behind the play. High in the zone now. Brooks Gaworski has it. 24 to go here in the second period. Long shot. Goes wide of the net, but it's going to be picked up by Riker Ferguson, who has it. He's contesting a man. It's going to be thrown back to the point where Nico Stark tries to hold it in momentarily. Can't do so. Barons are going to come back in on the attack, but man is going to be forced to the wall by Riker Ferguson and down to the ice. It's going to come behind. Dragus picked up by number 7 Nico Stark. He goes over to his partner, Wyatt Frankenfield. And that's going to do it here from the second period. So the score is going to remain 0-0. We'll see you back in a couple minutes for the third period. I'm off. The shot totals now. 20 to, not 20, probably 15 to 5. Everybody wants to score. Third period action back underway here from Barons Bus Arena. Scoreless game so far. Completely different matchup here from what we saw earlier this morning. Puck's going to be forced into the Pens offensive zone. Riker Ferguson now carries it behind the Barons net. He goes off the wall over to Paris. Paris back to Ferguson. 12:30 to go here in the third period. Sent back to the point man, Nico Stark. He goes DDD over to Frankenfield. It's going to be sticked away by 34. and it's going to be forced back to center. Bingham Green takes a cross check into his back. He's offside here. And Pens are going to get rung up with an offsides call. Neutral zone face-off. As Connor Wilson's going to step in against number 9, Reese. He's going to be flanked by Phillips. And number 12, Owen Mulligan on the backside. CJ Nenavaisa and number 43, Grant Loya. Neutral zone play here as 86 going to try and force it through. Hits the stick of Connor Wilson. He has a stick in his midsection, nothing called. Wilson is going to send it back to Nenavaisa. Nenavaisa right back to Connor Wilson over his stick though. As it finds Owen Mulligan. And it's going to be stick now back to Mulligan as the Barons are going to come out of the zone. They're going to just dump it down the ice past the stick of Nenavaisa. The Pens are going to have an offensive zone face-off coming up after the icing call here against the Cleveland Barons. 11:36 now to play in the third period. Puck's going to find the stick momentarily of right to Ferguson. As CJ Nenavaisa makes a good play here in the neutral zone to stop up the Cleveland attack, and the puck going to squirt over to his D partner, number 43, Grant Loya. Tried to go around a couple of guys, but Thiessen and Sadler, they work it out of the zone. Warman tries to bring it right back in. There's a lot of neutral zone play here today. 58's going to be knocked off the puck by Borman. It comes now to the near wall. 86 tries to center it. He does to number 87. He's going to try and dump it in. Nenavaisa is going to go back to retrieve this puck. He's going to move it up to Borman. Borman's got a little bit of time here to get his feet moving. He just falls down. Two Barons players now run into each other. Not the sharpest of games here from either side so far today. Puck's going to be sent back to the point where that was Reese that was holding it in momentarily. Connor Wilson's going to try to step around one guy. Newton's going to dump it deep. Pens were changing one of their D-men behind the play. As the Pens were unable to get that deep. Loya's now tripped up. Nothing called. It's going to be sent in front where it finds a stick of Noah Welch. Welch tries to move it up to Gaworski. Puck's going to go through the zone and over to Reese here on the near wall, on the far wall. And back to the point man, number 27. He's going to dump it in deep. Loya's going to retreat back behind Dragicic. He's going to get to that puck. Goes off of his stick though, and back to neutral where 55. Newton now stops up with it. Grant Loya's trying to hold the zone. He's going to come behind the net. He goes behind his net, deflects wide. Welch and Ferguson are able to strip the Baron player of that puck. Comes back to center here. Bingham Green is going to come down the right-hand wall. Puck's going to be knocked off of his stick by Newton. He still sticks with it though. Has the puck since a one-touch shot by Ferguson. Right out of the zone comes number 55, Newton. He runs into the official. Now as Green's in to help out. Green's going to escape here back to neutral. Goes with Paris. Knocked off the stick of Blake Paris around Bingham Green. Come the Cleveland Barons. He's going to be sent deep into the Penguin zone. Back to get it again is number 14, Noah Welch. He's got the strap flying here from his pads. He's going to move it over to Frankenfield. Frankenfield sends it back to neutral, but the Barons come in offsides here. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. 8:48 to go in the third period from Cleveland, Ohio. Interesting factoid where I'm standing. I actually have a silver stick banner here for the Cleveland Barons 2009 team. 2009-2010, they were the Bantam champion. Back in 09 and 10, somebody that was on that team was Penguin goaltender Alex Nedeljkovic. As the puck's loose here in the slot, Welch takes a long shot, deflects off a couple of bodies. Welch tries to hold this in for a second shot attempt. It's going to come back to center, though. Welch is going to curl around one guy and sends it up ahead. He finds the tape of Sawyer Phillips. He steps around one man. Sawyer Phillips shoots and scores! Headman pass from Welch to Sawyer Phillips hits him. Sawyer Phillips makes no mistake, and let's go Pens. They take a late 1-0 lead here in the third period. 8:12 to go in the third. Pens get on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can add on a couple. That seemed to be the game in the first period. Pens got one, and they quickly got two more. So now that they get behind goaltender number one, Grant Lloyd gets the feet moving. He's going to step around one man. Steps around two guys. He's still going strong in the net. He has it behind the net. He's got Gaworski in the slot. Tries to go to Gaworski. Finds the stick now. Borman, who is covering back. Borman's going to step down low behind the net. He goes off the wall. He was looking for a winger. Nobody was home, though. Is it going to come around Stark? Stark gets a stick on it to hold up the attack of the blue line. Assistant coach Dustin Gaworski almost takes a stick to the face. Passed up ahead to Borman. He's hooked up. Took a stick to the midsection and to the skates. Off the shin pad now of number 8, Connor Wilson. Wilson's going to dump this now behind the net where Gaworski's going to go to work for it. He runs into him, man. He's down right now. Puck's going to be sent back to the neutral zone as coaches are yelling for Gaworski to get up as he's going to slowly skate back to the bench. Puck's going to be sent high in the slot. It's off the shin pad now on a long shot by the Barons. It looked like it went off the shin pad of Nico Stark. Long clearing attempt made as it's brought now to center and into the offensive zone by Connor Wilson. He's bumped into a couple of guys in to help out. It was number 19, Bingham Green. He's got Wilson back door, stops up, tries to go high to Nenevison. Nenevison now has it. Long shot taken, deflects in on net. Where Wilson was looking for any type of rebound, nothing was there though. Swallowed up by netminder number 1. 6:34 to go here, 1-0 to score. Offensive zone faceoff is going to be won by the Barons here in their own zone. 34 is trying to move this across the ice. Walsh is going to back off here at 87. It's going to be brought back to center where 34 is going to try and step around Nenevison. Welch is over to help out. He's going to step behind his own net where he has it. He's going to move it up to Blake Parrish. Nice tape-to-tape pass from Welch up to Parrish. Parrish is looking to move this over to Ferguson. Ferguson right over to Bingham Green. Bingham Green backdoor. Nice look there from the Pens. They tried to go back to Blake Parrish, just hopped off his stick blade. In to try and hold the zone now is right to Ferguson. Deep here on the goal line. Out of that mess comes Parrish, backdoor pass to Nenevison. Shot taken off of the blocker of netminder number 1. Welch is going to step up here, and he's able to hold it out in the zone. We're under 6 to go here in the third period. 1-0 score. 86 going to step out. He's going to go through center, but it's going to be held in the zone once again by 25 Blake Parrish. Welch steps up, goes over his stick. He's on his horse to get back. As it finds the stick now of number 19, Bingham Green. Bingham Green shoots it off of Reese and into the Penguins bench area. Gloved down by Gaworski. That's assistant coach Dustin Gaworski. Not only did he almost take a stick earlier today, he's catching pucks now too. 5:21 to go here in the third period, 1-0 to score. D-zone draw, Connor Wilson steps in, flanked by Mulligan and Sawyer Phillips. Phillips was jumping that draw, almost had him behind the play. 58, Hudaj steps up. He's going to be held in the Pens D-zone here. Frankenfield goes back for it. He's tied up now. He held on to the stick of the Baron player, nothing called there. He gets away with one. Going to be high in the Pens zone as it's going to be moved over now to Sawyer Phillips, the goal scorer here today. He had one earlier this morning, so Sawyer's got 2 on the day. 4:51 now to go. Offsides called against your Pittsburgh Penguins. A lead. Third period action, 1-0. Lead here late in the game. Neutral zone face-off coming up between Riker Ferguson. He steps in. It's going to be one over to the boards. Ferguson gets to his own draw. Forces ahead to Gaworski. He gets around one man. He's got Borman going to the net. Hits off of the skate of the Baron defender. And sent back to the neutral zone. Then Avisa regroups. And Avisa, he curls around and back as he sets this up for Ferguson. Ferguson moves over to Gaworski. Gaworski steps back through. He's trying to come in 1-on-4. Loses the puck here. Sadler tries to get back in on the attack. Stripped of the puck nicely by Easton Borman. Borman slides it all the way over to number 77, CJ Nanavisa. Tried to hit a streaking Brooks Gaworski. Goes over everybody's stick. Gaworski in here against Thiessen. Gaworski wins that puck battle momentarily as Borman's over to help out. Borman sends it back to Gaworski. He's looking for his options. He goes back to the point to Nanavisa. Long shot taken, deflects off a couple of sticks. Doesn't get to the net. 3:48 now to go in the period as Sadler steps around Loya. Sadler's coming hard to the net. Hard take there as Max is able to remain strong here. Pad save. Sent off the stick at the point of Gaworski. Sadler, long shot taken. Deflects off the stick of Nanavisa. Nanavisa tries to send it high. It's going to be gloved down now by Dragicic to cool things down. 3:29 to go in the third period now. D-zone draw to the left of number 29. Goaltender Max Dragicic to be taken by number 93, Riker Ferguson. Forward group. Looks like Paris and Green on the backside. Welsh and Frankenfield sent over to Frankenfield right now. He collides with the man. As Ferguson tries to headman this puck up to Blake Paris. He's going to come in now. 1-on-2. Tries to get around the skates of the defender. Nice play there by number 27 to stop the attack as Reese is going to try Frankenfield. Knocked off of his stick by number 93, Riker Ferguson, and reverse right back through the neutral zone over the stick blade of 25, Blake Paris. 27 tries to step around Blake Paris. Puck's going to be caught up in the neutral zone. Off the equipment of Welch over to Bingham Green. Bingham Green moves it up to Connor Wilson. Wilson now has the puck knocked off his stick by number 27. He curls behind his own net. 3:10 to go here as the puck's going to come back to center. Neil Welch is going to move it back to Frankenfield. Frankenfield taps it through the neutral zone. Welch comes over to help out. He's looking for an option. It's going to be sent into the neutral zone by Welch over to Mulligan. Mulligan now has it. He's going to force it back. Freshly on the ice is Sawyer Phillips. A lot of bodies here coming on and off the ice. It's in the skates of Mulligan. Now it hits the skates of Welch, and he's going to force this forward off of defender number 27 for the Barons. As puck's going to be dumped down deep, where Loy and Welch are going to switch it up. Puck's going to be sent back to the point man. That's 86. Dumps it down deep now. And behind Dragicic, the puck goes to number 43, Grant Loy. He's going to pick it up. He reverses back. He stops up behind his own net. He's curling around again. He's looking for an option. He's going to send it off the wall to Owen Mulligan. Mulligan can't get to that puck, though. And it comes back to center, dumped right back down. Pens, thankfully, are going to be benefiting here from the offside call. Barons were in ahead of the attack. So we're under 2 to go here from Cleveland, Ohio. Barons Bus Arena, 1-0 the score. And on for this neutral zone draw, number 93, Riker Ferguson. Looks like there's some confusion right now. The Barons coaches are looking for an explanation of something. Looks like the clock, a couple seconds ticked off the clock here because it didn't start, so we're down to 1:48 to go here in the third period. Easton Borman's going to come out of that faceoff with possession of the puck. He has his stakes taken out. His tripping call is going to ensue. Pens are going to have a power play here, first time in a while. Easton Borman, he got the motor going. He's taken to the ice. Tripping call is going to be assessed against number 34, Bruno. So with 1:37 to go in the third period, they have 2 minutes up here for a penalty, but I think it's going to be dropped down to 1:30. That's what it's been all day. So we'll see what's, yep, dropped down to 1:30 on the clock. Columbia's going to step in offensive zone, power play face-off with Gaworski and Connor Wilson. Some confusion here on the draw. On the backside, Grant Loya and Nico Stark. It's going to be one behind Loya and sent all the way backward. Nico Stark's going to go back and collect the mail. Moves it up to Wilson. Wilson's going to try and headman this puck up to Gaworski. Unable to move it forward though. As Reese is going to try and step around. That's number 7, Nico Stark, who gets it off of his stick nicely. Connor Wilson, he now enters in 1-on-2. In ahead of the play was Gaworski. So we have another neutral zone face-off here coming up. 1:10 now to go on the clock. Pens leading 1-0, 1:03 remaining on the power play for the Pens. Ferguson in for the draw, flanked by Green and Blake Paris. Long shot taken by Blake Paris. Sneaky shot dropped down right into the equipment of goaltender number 1. Pens are getting some shots here in the third period, as they're going to change up their D pairing on the ice now, and then Avisa and Welch. 1 minute to go here in the third period of this contest. Puck's going to be sent over to 27. 27's going to send this back up to Sadler. Sadler's going to try to curl around through the neutral zone. Puck's going to be brought back into their own zone. Offensive zone, or offsides call here against the Pens, as Barons went right back into their zone, but Pens had a guy deep that was trying to clear the zone. 49 seconds to go here in the third period. The score remains 1-0. As Connor Wilson steps in for the draw against 55 Newton. Pens still on the power play. It's going to be dumped back deep in the Penguin zone. Welch and then Avisa go back for it. Welch the first, and then Avisa, who picks it up now behind the net. So they're going to ring up, it looks like, Noah Welch here for an interference call. So Pens are going to lose that power play. Welch is going to the box. 37.8 to go on the clock. D-zone draw here to the right of Dragosic. It goes behind the net. It's going to be sent through center, where Paris now has it. He loses his footing. It's going to find the stick in Avisa, and then Avisa can try and dump this deep into the zone. Barons have an empty net here, 18 to go, 17 to go. It's going to be brought back to center as Newton's going to try and step around Avisa. He does. Strong power move there. It's in the slot. Going to be stick back to the point to number 27. It's going to be sent wide of the net, off the stick of Avisa. 4 to go on the clock, 3 to go on the clock, 2-1. So the Penguins are going to escape here with a 1-0 lead. Max Dragosic with his second shutout of the day. The Penguins go to 2-0 on the day. Final score here from game number 2 between the Cleveland Barons and your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins leading and Avisa squad. 1-0. We'll see you. We'll be back in action here for the Midwinter Classic. Back in Pittsburgh here over the